we put in this situation. Because we've been searching for houses for the last 6 months since we found out problems with this house. And the owners that own this house had not disclosed to us when they rented it to us that the house was in default and possibly going up for foreclosure, that, you know, they can lose this house and then they rent it to us, and now we're the ones that are paying for it. The owners didn't tell us that the house was going into default. The rental company didn't tell us that the house was going into default. And none of them would allow us to negotiate to stay here or to renew the lease until we could find another place to live that would allow the 4 generations that live here to continue to live here. And now our family is being split apart. We've already had family go somewhere else, and you know, our situation isn't just us. It's a small outlook on everything that's going on. The unjust system that profits when tenants like us fall on hard times because of the homeowners falling on hard times themselves, and it displaces families like us, and it separates us. You know, I mean, it's my grandmother who's 86, my mother, then there's us and my kids, and then, you know, it separates the family that really shouldn't have to be separated. And, you know, this isn't just us, it's happening all over the place. People are having to move in with their families to help take care of it. And then something else happens and their families end up in the same situation. And it's not, you know, this isn't just about us fighting because we want, you know, to stay here. We're trying to get out of here. We're trying to find places to live, and, you know, it needs to be addressed so that, you know, that everybody knows there's not enough resources to help people like us. And, you know, people don't need to be put out on the streets in the middle of winter when it's snowing, and that's exactly what they're doing. You know, we're being forced out in the snow with basically nothing, and we're being separated. And, you know, it's not, you know, housing isn't a luxury, it's a human right. We should, you know, we shouldn't sit here and say, oh, well, because you make so much money, you know, you deserve a big fancy house, and because you don't make enough, you deserve to live in a tent on the streets. You know, it's not right. Everybody should be able to live in a house, to have shelter, to have comfort, to be surrounded by the ones they love. And, you know, it's not, I mean, I'm tired of all these banks profiting because they're kicking people out on the streets, and then houses sit empty for years, and the houses sit empty,
right? And
nobody can live in them, and you have all these people that are homeless because banks, property management, you know, whoever are kicking people out on the streets. You have a homeless population that, if these banks and everybody opened up their houses, we wouldn't have a homeless situation because there would be enough houses. And people just, they don't care. They get greedy and they want this, they want that, you know. All I want is a place at night to rest my head. And my kids. You know, my kids always look up to me. You know, I feel like I'm letting them down because I can't do something that the homeowners, you know, can't take responsibility for. And it's not my fault. And, you know, we just want somebody that's saying, that'll see this or hear this and be like, you know, hey, I see what they're going through. You know, they're a strong family. They need the help. They need the support. You know, let's help them. Let's, you know, give them, let's, you know, open up our house to them. You know, hey, we've got this extra house, you know, come, you know, here, move in here. You know, you'll be safe and you'll be warm at night. You won't have to worry about where your kids are going to sleep, where they're going to get their next meal. You know, you won't have to worry about being out in the cold and freezing, and have a place you can actually feel comfortable in. And it's just, you know, we're looking to the community for, I mean, the community, you guys are my last hope. You guys, I mean, you know, you know, I want a place that my grandson can come and see me. You know, I mean, right? My grandson's world to me. And if I'm living on the street, my grandson can't come see me. You know, I'm lucky he's got a house. He's got a place he can lay his head. But, you know, I mean, if we're put out on the streets, my grandson can't come see me. There's nowhere for us to go. So what I want to know, and it hurts to ask, but I'm asking the community for help. I'm asking you guys, you know, in my last resort, if you guys can do anything, if you have, you know, resources that I've exhausted all mine, if you guys have resources that you can let me know, or, you know, if you guys have a house or know somebody that has a house that, you know, is willing to rent to us with this going on, I mean, you know, I'm willing to work forward and, you know, help everybody else out that I can, so they're not put in this situation. And I mean, I have a phone number if you guys want to call and give resources. You guys can call, and you know, if you guys know somebody that has a house that they can rent us, or an apartment, you know, I have a number and you guys can call it. The number is 971-225-0673 or 6073. That's, you guys are my last hope. I need help. Yeah, on the 7th. We were supposed to be out at midnight last night. I've been trying to get everything to storage, but without the truck to be able to move everything, it's hard. So we've been moving here and boxes here and there. You know, so I mean, if somebody's got a U-Haul they can lend us to finish getting everything out of here today, that would be great.
We've heard it all from the sheriff's office. That was coming by today.
Not yet. So,
Stop.
knock on wood, we haven't.
Do everything out of that at this point.
No, we're still getting everything out. And that's, you know, that's all I need. I just need a little bit more time to get everything out. I don't have that much more stuff to get out. I just need, you know, like a week at the most to get everything out. A week at the most to get everything out. That's it.
Have you been able to contact the homeowner? Who is the homeowner?
We don't know.
Do you know the name? Or Southville Property Management Company, the number that's the only thing we have is a property manager for homeowner as well. Has there been anyone from the company or any kind of contact you can do with that?
That's who I've asked to extend time to, and they refuse negotiation. They refuse to renew anything because of the foreclosures, and so I mean, it kind of puts her on the line too. And you know, I'm not trying to make them look bad either, because you know, they're basically going to lose an income too. But have reached out to her. I've asked her what she could do, and she has nothing. She has no other properties available that are within our affordable budget. So that's it.
Where are you trying to go?
So we have nowhere to go. I have a tent and I have sleeping bags. So we would be camping wherever.
We've looked for the past about 6 months.
See, we've been looking for the last 6 months, and because of our income, nobody will rent to us because we don't make the 3 times the amount. I have past bills that have gone into collection, so yeah, my credit is bad. But it's all because of the economy and everything else, you know. I make sure my housing is taken care of before I take care of the rest of my bills. I make sure my kids have food, shelter, electricity, you know, warmth. I make sure my kids have all that before I worry about a medical bill that's, you know, $300 or $400 or $3,000 or $4,000. I put all my other bills on the back burner to make sure my kids have the roof over their head, the electricity, the food, you know, the clothing. I make sure my kids have all that before I do anything else. No, I was in a car wreck 2 years ago, and I'm not able to work anymore. And he has fibromyalgia. My kids have disabilities, so they're not able to, you know, to do. My kids get Social Security. I've applied for Social Security.
Where are those people?
So we're just waiting. We're paying monthly. We're paying $13.75 a month. So I mean, anything lower than $13.75 a month that somebody would be willing to rent us would be great. You know, I mean, $13.75 was pushing our limit, but we still managed to make it. We still managed to put food on the table and make sure our bills, the electric and water, and stuff was paid. So. Yes. My lawyer says that I'm not supposed to discuss anything like that. He says, you know, I'm supposed to just let him handle the rest of it. So.
So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here. My name's Chris, and I'm out as a community member supporting the Martin family. I wouldn't be out here if I thought, you know, this family were deadbeats. You know, this we hear all the time out in the real world. You know, these people have problems because they're deadbeats. These people have problems because they're deadbeats. These people have problems because they're deadbeats. And that's not the issue here. The real issue is housing. There's a lack of housing. There's a lack of resources. There's a lack of safety nets. And you know, the Martins, it's very hard for them to come forward. It was very hard for Leah to even make a statement today. You know, she's terrified. This whole family is going to be living out on the street. There's absolutely no place to go. I have taken them all around town. I've called every single network and hotline that's out there, and the answer is the same. There's nothing available.
Or there's a 5-year waiting list.
The waiting lists are ridiculous. We're talking about 2 elderly people who have health conditions. We're talking about three children that have special needs. This is a strong family. Tear that apart and tear our community apart is just not right. And that's why I'm here today. That's why all of you are here today, because we're here as a community supporting this family. This family deserves support. People deserve support. People deserve housing. It's not a luxury. It is a necessity. Without housing, people die. People die every day in this city, in that city, in that city, everywhere. And this has been very hard for me. I came into this, you know, wanting to keep a fine line between my personal life and the Martin's personal life, and you know, trying to help them out. But it has become personal because they are community and I'm community, and that's what makes our community stronger. And I've done everything I possibly can. My friends have done everything they possibly can. My family has done everything they possibly can for the Martins, and it's not enough. We cannot magically make housing for them. If we could, we would. And so the Martins are out here today asking for help. If there's anybody out there who can rent them place, if there's anybody out there that can afford them at least temporarily, if there's anyone out there that can at least help them take the last possessions that they have and move it into storage. That's what they need most. That's what they need. That's what this press conference is all about. It's to highlight an issue and get this family help. So as a community member, that's what I'm personally asking. And I stand by the Martin family. And I hope there are others out there that stand by them too.
I stand by the Martin family.
I stand by the Martin family.
I stand by the Martin family.
By the Martin family.
Thanks, guys.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. There's coffee if you hadn't noticed, some donuts, some bananas. You know, we invite you to sign up on a sign-up sheet that we can pass around if you're interested in housing issues, if there's something you can offer the Martins, if you know somebody else who's in a similar situation. We really need to get these stories down. We really need to build safety networks for people. It's so important because, unfortunately, the Martins, their story is not unique. There are hundreds and thousands of people out there that are going through this every day. Thank you.
So if anyone would like to sign up to do shifts and be a presence of support, okay. Well, the fellow with the orange backpack. Yeah. And so if you're interested in doing that, you can stick around for a little while. We can get you signed up.
All right.